show you this cover of the Daily Mail, this story, absolutely savaging Justin Trudeau for abusing the word Nazi. It's outrageous that Trudeau implies that his critics are Nazis. I know that, you know that, we all know that, but the media party, not only don't they know it, they cheer him on. It takes a foreign newspaper like the Daily Mail to say what Canadians should be reading in our daily newspapers, but we're not. So that was me when I went to bed last night, feeling pretty good about how our little company is reporting the news. I think we're rising to the occasion, if I may say so. And I say that not so much out of personal pride, but pride in our team. You know, there's 52 souls working at Rebel News right now, and we're firing on all pistons. I told you that on the weekend we were in 9 cities at once. That's pretty cool. So I woke up this morning and I was feeling good about Rebel News, what we were doing, but I was thinking about how other media are, because last night I saw that a CBC government journalist from Trudeau's state broadcaster was actually live tweeting Lincoln on the Hannity show. So let me just speak clearly. A CBC reporter paid an enormous sum of money, was sitting watching Fox News and rage tweeting about it, including Rebel News being on Fox News. So you had CBC watching Fox News, talking to Rebel News, and tweeting about it. I didn't know that's why we were paying $1.5 billion here to CBC. So it was rattling around in my head, and I woke up and I wrote sort of like a 30-tweet rant about him. And I thought, you know what, I want to add to this. I want to expand on this in the show. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read to you what I wrote when I woke up this morning, and I'm going to give you some more thoughts. And I hope you don't mind me repurposing those tweets. I just want to make sure you didn't miss them. So here's what I said. I said, the first thing to know about the media is that they're lazy. They'd rather rewrite a government press release than get up from their desk and report from the field, especially when it's minus 20 degrees out. I hate to say it, it's true. You can't be lazy if you're a journalist. You need to have a sense of curiosity and a sense of skepticism. Though that sounds trite, but I just don't think it's true about a lot of government-style journalists. I'll keep reading. So they repeat Trudeau's lie that the truckers are racist and sexist, because if you're just holed up in your office and you get a press release and you're watching Trudeau, they're racist and sexist, well, you tend to believe that because you're a liberal journalist and you don't dare go and mix with the unwatched, so you're just repeating the government line. The second tweet I said was, the second thing to know is that in Canada, more than 99% of journalists receive a payment from Justin Trudeau. Here's the list of the journalists who took Trudeau's $61 million pre-election payoff. It's more than 99% of working journalists. We broke that story for you a few months ago, the same time that Jonathan Bradley broke it on it, same day, independently broke it. 99%, like over 1,500 Canadian journalistic companies. I didn't know there were that many. We've told you that at length. So when you take money from anyone, whether it's a lobbyist or a company or a government, how can you possibly report on them independently? You cannot. I'll keep reading. 3, there is an illusion of media competition in Canada, but it's an oligopoly. Post Media, the largest recipient of Trudeau's media bailout, owns every English-language daily newspaper in Canada except 2. And even they just run the same wire copy as their competitors. You know what I mean by wire copy? I see this a lot in the National Post, and it makes me sad. They just print stuff from the Washington Post, or I think it's Associated Press. You know what those are? Those are news wires. So some reporter somewhere writes the story, they send it out, and you're a subscriber, and you just take that stuff, and you have the legal right to take what they put, pop it in your newspaper, fill up your newspaper, and the advantage to it is it's super cheap. So there's really only one company that does English. It's Post Media. It has the Calgary Herald, Edmonton Journal, Vancouver Sun, Montreal Gazette, National Post. They don't own the Toronto Star. That's a different company. And they don't own the Winnipeg Free Press, but pretty much they've got every other newspaper. And it's just one company. So it feels like there's competition. That would never be allowed in the United States, by the way. They have antitrust laws. I'll keep reading. And Trudeau's CBC state broadcaster is larger than all other news media combined. Every non-CBC journalist tailors their work so that if they're laid off, they can get hired at the CBC since it's too big to fail. It's the last resort. What I mean by that is more news journalists work for the CBC than not just any, but then every other news company. So automatically they dominate. And we see this, for example, at the debates, the leadership election debates, where they try to keep Rebel News out twice. You have 20, 30, 40, whatever CBC journalists. They just crowd everyone else out. It's not just that, but everyone knows they're going to be the last media company to die because Trudeau will bail them out. So they're always thinking, okay, I better not say anything to put me off on the wrong foot with them.
That's an excerpt from my daily show, The Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.